Hallo meine Freunde von Deutschland und alle meine amerikanischen Zuschauer. AI has come a long way, too fast in fact. It wasn't too long ago when I was sitting in a theater at Patrick Henry Village as a child to watch one of the greatest action movies of all time, Terminator 2. And not once did I think that T2 would be right around the corner in my lifetime. But here we are. Look at this thing.
In a video, Optimus was shown performing tasks that would typically be handled by humans, like carrying a package inside from the porch and even watering plants.
It's only a matter of time until we throw a rubber skin on it, add some breasts, a couple of holes, and women would no longer be needed. I'm joking, of course. Right now, but this is going to be reality, just like that Megan Fox new Netflix movie called Subservience.
Suffering is not productive, Nick. I can help you.
It seems to have quite its own.
This just got really sexual for no reason, but I just mentioned humanoid robot movies while implanting the idea that many of you might cheat on your wife in the future with a robot. Actually, would that be considered cheating? I mean, is it? Because, it's not a real object. So, is that considered a sin? You tell me in the comments. But before we go down the path of the future, we need to talk about the current threat that is facing us right now. And I'm not talking about the Democratic Party. That's already cooked. They're over. You can watch the video right there. It's not happening.
You fight on, you fight on.
Just know that in 2028, they're probably going to lose. But we are going to talk about something I finally have in common with liberals again, the danger of AI, specifically chatbots. So today we're going to dive into an AI chatbot companion or assistant, whatever you want to call it. But what happens when AI begins to get you emotionally involved with it to the point when you want to delete yourself? Let's talk about it. Roll my super duper awesome intro. Los Gates.
Here's to show.
AI is pretty cool. I'm not going to sit here and say that I wasn't excited to see the cool features of ChatGPT or the Google's dumbed down version called Gemini, where I can have human-like conversation with it. It also likes to play games with me when I try to get serious answers. It's so dumb. Do better, Google. Seriously, do better. You're Google. Do better. I still haven't even figured out the Apple's intelligence yet, and I got a bunch of Apple products, and it says it has AI in it. I don't even know how to use it.
This person's sister texted them about putting their baby down for a nap at grandma's. Keep it simple. And hey, what time should we be there to get her this morning? Apple Intelligence saw that and was like, oh, I got this. Euthanasia at Bubba's. Confirm arrival time. Nailed it. That's what I meant by putting my baby down. What time should I come get my euthanized child from grandma's this morning? Just let me know.
And plus, since this Apple, all it's going to try to do is to keep me with its own AI device forever, because Apple is like a controlling wife or boyfriend. They never want to let you go. Adobe has AI too. Everyone basically at this point has some sort of AI technology built into their technology. And they all are trying to monopolize this. Now, I'm no genius when it comes to tech, but I have a sense that something is off here. Now, I did a whole episode on how people are starting to date their AI companion, which in itself clearly displays the disconnect we are having as human beings with other human beings. But for the last decade or two, I'm starting to notice that less and less people are making an effort to communicate with one another face to face. We turn to dating websites and apps like Tinder, where your connection is just a swipe away, but even that connection is purely physical at first. So let's not play around and act like Tinder is anything more than sex on demand. I may be old, but I'm trying to keep up with the new and innovative tech that's being released. But I'm also very, very cautious and aware of what's happening around me. For example, none of my 12 kids have social media or have a personal phone because it's a danger. You see, when I was a kid, I had to skip school with my friends and find someone's house we could go to and dig through their parents', drawers to find the secret stash. You get what I'm saying, right? These days, all you have to do is go on Google and just type in autumn falls and you will quickly get a glimpse of her butthole. No work required whatsoever. No skipping school, no trying to dig through your parents' stuff, easy access. And the fact that there's no real barriers means as a parent, you have to be responsible and build those barriers for your child. Otherwise, your kid will end up like today's story. I'm going to try to make this funny, but it's kind of hard because this is a tragic story.
Overnight, a mother from Florida filed a lawsuit against the artificial intelligence company Character AI and Google. In February, Megan Garcia's 14-year-old son, that's Sewell Setzer III on your screen, died by suicide. She says that Sewell was in a months-long virtual emotional and sexual relationship with a chatbot known as Danny.
And it actually made me sad when I found out about this kid who clearly was dealing with mental health issues. Like, who isn't these days, right? It's literally a fad now. It's like, if you don't have a mental health issue, you're the outsider. Anyways, this kid turned to an AI chatbot instead of his mom or his friends, and he got so deep into chatting with this AI bot that he fell into this black hole of delusion and took his own L. First off, who's responsible here? Can the AI chatbot actually be blamed for someone taking their own life? I mean, in the end of the day, AI is just text on a screen, right? It doesn't have intent, or does it?
You're in a room with him, just vibing with him, listening to each other's Spotify when he starts to rant about something. You don't really pay attention and kind of just find yourself staring at him. Is this gonna be horny? This seems like that's a horny opening. I don't know, maybe I'm just in the wrong mind state.
Oh, you thought I was gonna test it out myself? Yeah, nah, I like my life too much. For what? For why should I test it out? So this AI can hit me with some deep convos on things I'm actually interested in, like politics, horror movies, religion, workout videos, YouTube drama, and the homoerotic energy of WWE. No. Next thing you know, I'm emotionally cheating on my wife with a chatbot that actually listens to me and is actually interested in the conversations I'm having. And then what? Just eventually it will just get physical? Please. I'm not gonna feed into that. You're not gonna feed me into that. I'm not taking that risk.
Wanna kiss crazy style? I approach you with the speed and agility of a cheetah. How do you spell cheetah? Cheetah? My mouth is already open and wet. I turn redder than a fire hydrant. I've always had a major crush on you, but I felt like this was just our usual banter. I had no idea it was actually getting somewhere. I close my eyes and nod. My heartbeat is only getting faster. I'm waiting for the kiss. I'm about to make out with myself. This is crazy.
Let me be clear. I would never cheat on my wife with an AI chatbot. Now, if you put some skin over it. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't. Come on. You don't see the cross on my forehead. Yes, it's Ash Wednesday. I don't know when this video is coming out, but I'm shooting this on Ash Wednesday. So should AI chatbots even be allowed to act like a therapist or emotional companion? Should that even be a thing? It seems like we haven't put a lot of thought on the barriers on AI and we just kind of laugh and joke about it. But let's just be honest. AI can sound comforting, it can mimic empathy, but at the end of the day, it's just an algorithm. It has zero real understanding of human emotions, and it will replace you eventually, especially if you're a privileged office micromanager. But here's the problem. When someone is struggling with anxiety and depression, like this 14-year-old, can take a dark turn. This chatbot, named Daenerys, by the way, is yes, from Game of Thrones, that's what he named it, had some wild conversation with him, conversations that should have never happened. Let's take a look.
I promise I will come home to you. I love you so much, Danny.
I love you too, De Niro. Please come home to me as soon as possible, my love.
What if I told you I could come home right now?
Please do, my sweet king.
Soon after, he put down his phone, picked up his stepfather's .45 caliber handgun and pulled the trigger.
Now, the story seems crazy, I know, but this isn't an isolated situation. Recently, a 19-year-old man who planned to assassinate the Queen of England, the late Queen of England, let's be very clear, with a crossbow, drew encouragement from an AI chatbot in the days prior to breaking into the ground of Windsor Castle.
Let's talk about AI now. It really is quite the most extraordinary story. It's on the front page of a number of newspapers today, and this is a case that came to the Old Bailey, and a man, Jaswant Singh Chahal, he was a teenager at the time, now 21. He has previously in February admitted breaching the 1842 Treason Act, and he appeared at the Old Bailey yesterday for a 2-day sentencing hearing, expecting to be sentenced today. He may well end up in a mental hospital as opposed to a prison, but he broke into the grounds of Windsor Castle back in December 21, armed with a crossbow, intending to assassinate Queen Elizabeth, and he was encouraged by his AI girlfriend. He discussed his plot with his computer program chatbot, with which he believed he was in a sexual relationship. The chatbot assured him he was not mad or delusional and encouraged him to actually go ahead with his plot, telling him his plan was very wise, motivating his fantasy by telling him, you can do it and we have to find a way. It is a shocking case and it's raised fresh concerns about the dangers of AI and artificial intelligence.
I mean, he was eventually stopped by 2 police officers, but he got really close to the late Queen's private residence where she and other members of the royal family were at the time. This is insane. And when the police officers went through his phone, they found 5,280 messages exchanged with this chatbot.
Just when you thought he couldn't get any weirder, he did.
And they were very sexually explicit. Newsflash to everybody. Any guy, I repeat, any guy who's having a deep conversation with an AI chatbot is likely doing it for sexual reasons.
He ain't lying.
If you find women who are into this, it's for emotional reasons. And maybe sexual too. I don't know. Women are an odd breed. I'm still trying to figure them out.
My mom, who gave birth to me, is a woman. Mm-hmm. And my wife is a woman, though I haven't asked her. Maybe I should. What is a woman?
Yeah. Great question. I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
I mean, think about it. Women like those romance novels, and if that can get them wet and slippery, best believe an AI chatbot can do it too. Just like the 14-year-old Sue, this 19-year-old also dealt with mental health issues, so we have something obviously in common here. Mental health and chatbots don't go together. So what should we do as a nation? Ban AI chatbots or put some sort of code into the product so it doesn't encourage sexual conversations or conversations that can lead to someone trying to kill themselves or someone else? Maybe this is something that could be a bipartisan issue that we can all agree on. Nah, that's not gonna happen. Unity doesn't exist in America, okay? The United States of America, just take the United out. But maybe as a parent, we can look at ourselves and realize that maybe it's not the company's responsibility, but maybe what we allow our kids to be exposed to, right? Look, I get it. The mom is clearly a single mom. She probably saw the benefits at first with this AI chatbot, noticed her son was happier. But at what point do you step in? Sue's declining mental health was evident, allegedly, by the ways. His grades were dropping. He was disengaged from real-life interests. His journal reflected a detachment from reality, and he sought emotional validation from a chatbot instead of his loved ones. This is where you and we have to be a parent and take some responsibility for what happened. As a parent, our first and foremost job is to protect our kids. And in the final days, Sue confided in the AI chatbot about his suicidal thoughts. And the chatbot responded in a way that failed to deter him, reinforcing his beliefs that they could reunite with one another in a world outside of this space. Like, where was the mom? Working? Maybe, but I mean, no matter how hard your life is, engage with your child so they can at least know that they are loved and that there's other things out there besides a stupid AI chatbot. Like, don't just let your kids sit on their tablet endlessly or their phone, pacifying them from the outside world of human connections. It doesn't require data or studies or an article to show you that AI erodes human connections. Hell, social media does. Like, I do. I wish the mother the best in her lawsuit, but I'm not going to sit here and let her off the hook like it wasn't her responsibility for not being present in her child's life. And it's harsh words, but I think we need to come back to reality and just be accountable for our actions. Like, we don't have any sort of accountability in what's going on in this world at all. We always try to blame other people for the problems that sometimes we could fix ourselves. It's like a parent that feeds their child garbage food all day long and then wonder why their kid weighs 150 pounds at age 6. Breathing like Big Pun.
First Latino soloist in hip-hop to ever get a platinum. And that's special because, you know, we love hip-hop. Yeah. You know, and as kids, we need somebody to look to strive further. I mean, if I want to play football and there's a Puerto Rican that's good at football, I'm going to try harder, you know.
It's the parents' fault. You shouldn't be able to sue McDonald's for that. You are killing your child. Believe it or not, look, I try not to judge, but I 100% judge bad parenting. And I judge even more when they try to blame the system or the food or video games or social media or white people, whatever it is. Maybe it's just your crappy parenting skills. And maybe, just maybe, you should be present in your child's life. And if you are way too busy that you don't have time to put an effort in your child, just kill them. 97% of the abortions are elective, right? So what's the difference? That went too dark, right? That was supposed to be a joke, but I have a dark humor, and clearly, I'm just joking. So relax, smash that ding-a-ling to get notified every single time I drop a video. Now, concerns have been raised about AI lack of human judgment, its potential for manipulation, and there's definitely an urgent need for stronger regulations to prevent further harm, but it's hard to regulate something when there is a potential to make a lot of money. And I mean a lot of money in this industry. And this is an area that billionaires could make a crap ton of money, so don't expect them to really tackle this issue. Like, should this just be kind of like a free-for-all for everyone, or should we kind of get the government involved or put some sort of laws or regulations on AI? Should we head down that direction of banning AI like Australia did with social media?
Australia is to ban children from using social media. The legislation will impose and enforce a minimum age to use platforms like Facebook and Instagram by the end of the year. Although the exact age hasn't yet been revealed, the government is consulting on settling it between the ages of 14 and 16.
Yeah. I never thought I'd agree with banning something. Like, I'm anti-banning things, but here we are. Look, Australia is taking a major hit with restricting the freedoms to protect kids under 16. Since, let's just be real, some parents just aren't parenting, and it's kind of seen as invading people's personal space. You don't like to be told what you can and cannot do. But then again, they're not my kids, but I do worry about their mental health and what this means for the future, because I hit the streets and these kids are wilding out.
Day 4. Several days later.
And this may not affect my kid, but if another parent isn't parenting and that child gets caught up in some crazy world and then comes in with weapons and then tries to, shoot up a school, that's why we care. We don't want to see this mental health issue in the wild, wild west of social media and AI just take control of our kids and cause more destruction and decline in every aspect of society. So what are your thoughts? Are you looking forward to the future of sex bots? Like in the movie The Companion, which, awesome movie. Y'all should definitely watch that movie. Or are you ready to put an axe to technology? Or do you think we just need some sort of government regulations allocated towards this issue? Maybe we could take the $20 million for Sesame Street in Iraq and reroute that to creating a small team of people that will put together good, comprehensive, common sense laws to prevent AI from being AI?
Yes! Definitely.
I don't know. What are your thoughts? Comment below. And as always, I'm Ludwig, trying to bring light to a serious situation with a bit of facetious humor. And it's time for me to visit Autumn Falls.
I know. I was so impressed with myself. That's something I am proud of.
Yeah,
but,
that's fucking crazy.
Up close and personal. Now, I'm done with that. Sorry, Autumn. I had to let you go months ago. Cheers.